final live of the evening, of the day, actually. We are going to be talking about red light therapy and just a Q&A hangout session. So if you have any questions, please post in the chat below and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. So yeah, if anyone was here earlier today, my live at 11 o'clock, everybody wanted to hear more about red light therapy, so I thought, let's go live and let's share a little bit more about red light therapy. People wanted me to show my red light mask, so I'm going to share that as well. So again, if you have any questions, please post it in the chat and I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. But don't forget also to go grab the bundle if you haven't yet. This is the biggest sale of the year. This bundle is the biggest one that we've been part of, and you can get it by following the link in my bio or in the description box if you're watching on YouTube. But this bundle, if you were to buy everything separately, it would cost you over $8,000, but you're getting everything for 49 bucks, and that's it. You just pay $49 and you get to download 150 things, including my wraps book and my taco book and our Alive Lunch 35-hour video course. Like, we've put over $700 of our own products in this bundle, and it's all yours for $49. So please go check it out if you haven't yet, because it's over in 1 week. You only get 1 week to buy this bundle. Next Sunday night, it's done. So you won't be able to ever get it again. Plus there is like the group collaboration ebook in there that you cannot get anywhere else or any other time. So you have to get the bundle if you want to get that. But yeah, let's chat about red light therapy. Red light therapy has been, a decent part of my, self-care and skincare for now, I would say 4 to 5 years. No, maybe 5 years. Yeah, I would say 5 years, a little over. Because I started red light therapy in Canada. And as I mentioned this morning in the live that I did, I started going to a red light therapy bed as kind of like nap time or just something for myself that I could relax and just enjoy. And I was going probably 5 to 7 days out of the week. It was just across the street from where I lived, so I just walk there and take a nap. It was really nice. And I noticed that my skin, because I had so much acne when I was a teenager and through my 20s and in my early 30s, lots of serious, severe cystic acne with painful nodules, and just my face was always inflamed, and it was just, I did not like my skin at all. And, I tried all kinds of stuff and creams and cleanses and fasts and whatever. And, nothing really truly got rid of the problem until I changed the foundation of what I was eating every day, and I went raw. So when I went raw, I was eating whole food. I wasn't eating the junk food. I wasn't eating the animal products. So I had eliminated a lot of things that were not helpful to my body. And I started eating whole food, raw, alive, hydrating. I was getting a lot of hydration, and my acne stopped breaking out probably around the 4.5 to 5 month mark after going raw. And I've just had wonderful skin ever since. So that was a big thing. But the problem with me was that all of the acne scars that I had, mainly like here and here, they were dark pigmentation. So like when my acne would heal, it would heal dark. And especially if I was out in the sun, you could really see all, where my skin had healed. And it was frustrating because I always looked like I had a dirty face, and sometimes makeup wouldn't cover it up. Even though my skin was clear, it still looked like I had like dirt on my face, just how my acne was healing. And that's how my skin changed as it healed. It just got darker, and it would get even darker if I went in the sun. So, obviously doing the raw diet was really helpful and beneficial to my skin. But when I started going to red light, I wasn't doing it for really any other reason other than, I heard it was good and I liked taking a nap in the tanning bed with the red light. So fast forward about 7 or 8 months before I moved to the United States to marry my husband, I noticed that the acne scars had gone away. Like it was so gradual over the months, but you know, like eventually it got to the point where I was like, you know, like there's something to this. So I think the red light therapy played a really big role in changing the hyperpigmentation of how my scars healed. So when I was in Canada, I did the red light bed. And then when I moved to the United States, I didn't have access to a red light bed. So I bought this. And I know some of you might have one. This is the Light Stim. And I got it from Sephora. And I don't have it plugged in because the plug is in the bedroom, but you just turn it on and it goes red. And then you just you hold it over your skin, you know, until it beeps, and then you move it to another spot. And then when it beeps, you move it to another spot. And you just keep going around your face for probably like 15 or 20 minutes. And this is what I used for a good amount of years. But I found that, you know, like this much surface is a lot different than an entire bed of red light for 20 minutes constant. Whereas this is like, you know, like 30 seconds and then 30 seconds, you know. So it's not like the best, I think, for it, but it did me through while I saved up for this. And this is what I really wanted to show. And everybody wanted to see it, so I'm going to show it. Disclaimer, this mask is very expensive. And the reason why I bought this one was because it has the most LED lights out of any of them on the market that I found. And it had great reviews. It was top of the line. It's from Korea. So I was really sold and I really wanted it. So I saved up for well over a year to get this because it is, again, disclaimer, very expensive. But it is the Min Artemis mask. Now, when I bought this, I bought it with the chest plate that goes right here. And I'll even turn it on for you to see. So when you push the button, if it's on, there we go. See? Oh, it's got all kinds of colors. So this is the red light function, and it just goes on your neck here, and then you just leave it for as long as you set it for. Usually the starting point is 10 minutes, but I have mine set to 30 minutes on the highest intensity, and I'll wear this. I'll just, you know, meditate, listen to audiobooks or something like that, and I'll wear that with the mask. So I'll just turn this off. And I'll talk about the colors in a second. But here is the mask. And it comes in, I got the super special fancy container that has USB here. And so when you need to charge the mask, you just plug it in here with the mask in the box and it'll actually charge the mask, which is really cool. It goes about like 5 sessions, maybe 6 sessions before I need to charge it. And someone's asking, what does it do? It's red light therapy. So red light therapy stimulates collagen production. It speeds wound healing. It's very good for the skin. It's also been shown to be anti-inflammatory, pain relieving. They have shown like red light for brain health also, and for hair growth. Like there are some people who put the red light on their scalp to improve hair growth. So there, you know, it's used predominantly for collagen production and anti-aging. That's like typically what the masks are sold for. And so as you can see inside the mask, there are the soft, I love the flower in your hair. Thank you. Yeah, I felt like getting a little pretty for you today. So yeah, these just kind of sit on you. They do have like a little thing that you can put in here that kind of rests on your forehead, but I don't use it. I just put it on and I run with it. So to turn it on, all you do is push and hold and it'll turn it on. And it goes through all the colors. So yeah, this is on the red. Let me just show you here. It's pretty bright. And it's got, again, the most LED lights of any of them on the market. And when you tap this, it changes the color. So we've got blue for acne-prone skin. Blue is really good for acne-prone skin. Then you have yellow. I think that's for anti-inflammation. Purple is kind of a mix between blue and red. So you've got the anti-acne and anti-aging. Then you have, oh, that's the blue. And then there's a green as well. There's a green one too. And I can't remember what the green one does. I don't use the green one. I usually use red or or violet just to keep my skin nice. But that's what it is, and you just wear it. Hello. Woo. So you just wear it like this, and I'll just turn that off for a second. So I put that on with the neck plate, and like I said, I just, let it sit there for 30 minutes and listen to audiobook or meditate or whatever. But that was what I wanted to share because everybody wanted to know earlier today during my 11 a.m. live, everyone wanted to see that mask, but that's the one that I got. So you can use different colors. I don't know if there's any other ones on the market that have the full range of all the colors. But when I did my research, this was the one that I really wanted. So, if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get the good one. So I saved up and I used this little light stem for years before I got my big mask. So yeah, thank you for listening and checking it out. And if you guys have any questions, please post in the chat. I'll be here to answer. Which brand and how much? Okay, so it's Min Artemis. Artemis. You can just Google search Artemis mask. I don't have a link. I just bought it from their website. I didn't get a I did get a discount because I bought it on Black Friday. I got 20% off. But this mask with this plate, the case, and this retails at $4,000. And I know that's a lot of money. But again, I waited until Black Friday to get 20% off. So it was only like $3,200. But I saved up for well over a year for this. And it was like almost 2 years that I wanted this. So I finally was able to get it this Black Friday, and it is a lot of money. I do understand, but these little light stems, these are like a couple $100. They have lots of different other masks out there, but again, this is the one that I researched that I felt resonated most with me. What do you think about Joovv? I don't know. I have never heard of that one. I didn't see that one when I was researching this one. I'm sure that it has its benefits as well, and I do recommend researching and reading reviews and seeing what other people think of certain masks. But this is my review and this is the mask that I have. I really like it. I'm very happy with this unit. So far the charge has been really good. Like I can go 4 to 8 times. Like Nate will use it sometimes. He'll use it for 10 minutes and then I'll use it for 30 minutes. And we can usually do that for 5 nights straight. And then I need to charge the masks. And this one, I feel this one typically needs to be charged a little sooner than the big mask. But I mean, it's all good. You just USB plug it in and it takes like an hour or so to charge, maybe 2 hours to charge. So it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I thought we get the red light by going out during sunrise. Yes, and sunset as well. You do get red light. But I mean, not all of us can do that every single morning at sunrise to get the red light. I mean, some people are, blessed enough to be living in an area where they can do that if there isn't clouds in the sky. But this is a great way to get red light if you aren't able to do, that way to get the natural red light from the rays of the sun. That's obviously a really great way to do it, but this is more concentrated, complementary way of doing it. So I really like it. I enjoy it, and it's really definitely improved my skin. And the more I do it, the more I love it. Oh, my mama's in here. Hi, Mama. Mwah. I miss you. I love you. My mom is in here. Oh, it's so awesome. So yeah, post your questions. If you have questions, share below. If you haven't checked out the bundle yet, please go check it out because we have so many cool things in there, including our live lunch video course, our 35 hours worth of videos in our course. We've got the wraps, we have the tacos, we have Make It Raw Volume 2, the German raw chocolate cake, the Italian meatballs and the enchiladas, and the berry coconut parfait. All of those recipes are in the Make It Raw, Make It Cooked video course that I did with Chef AJ. That's available to you. Mike the Vegan has his new Level 5 Vegan ebook that he just released, which he included in the bundle as well. Chris Kendall put 3 ebooks in this bundle. Daniel McKinnon, who makes like the cool raw corn dogs and the white bread, all the raw stuff, he put 4 ebooks in this bundle, and you get it all for $49. It's seriously an amazing deal, so please go check it out if you haven't yet. The link is in my bio or in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube. And I don't see any other questions coming in. If you want to ask a question, I am here to answer if you want. Otherwise, I can always call it a night and go to bed early, do my red light therapy. I really like to listen to like meditations when I am doing that. It's a really nice way to get a meditation in while you're laying there with that. I read the list on the website and it's amazing. Yes, there's so many epic things in this bundle. So please go check out the website if you haven't yet. My mama did, and she got to see all the cool stuff that you get for $49. So head on over there. Is this like infrared light that some use on all over the body for healing deep issues? Yes, I believe it is the same. And the reason, like, this one's made specifically for like anti-aging, skin issues, face issues, that kind of thing. And I did the red light in the bed all over when I was in Canada, and I felt that that was really beneficial. So that's why I've been really into red light therapy. So yeah, infrared, any red light bulbs or anything like that is going to be pretty beneficial for the skin. Deep healing, wound healing, that kind of thing. I definitely recommend it as a complementary modality to everything else, because a lot of people I've noticed put, all their emphasis on just the diet. It's like, as long as you're raw, nothing's gonna happen. And as I was talking about earlier today, we need to avoid absolutes and guarantees and all of that. And remember that we shouldn't use error of attribution where we say, it's this one thing that causes everything or this one thing that heals everything. Because we're super complex and we have emotions and traumas and all kinds of stuff going on in our bodies and in our minds and in our hearts, and our diet, our sleep, our exercise, spending time with community, our passions, stress management, time in nature, all of these things all come together so that we can have a healthy lifestyle. So always remember, it's not just the diet. Obviously, the diet plays a massive role in our health, but we have to, complement the diet. We need to have good sleep for the diet to work really good. We need to have exercise for the diet to work really good. We need to spend time in nature and spend time with community for the diet to work really well. Because if we just focus on the diet and we neglect a lot of the other stuff, then we don't necessarily get to those, levels that we want to get to, because everything works together. It's all interconnected. And having other modalities to enhance the diet is always, I think, beneficial. So yeah, if we don't have any other questions, I may just call it a night because it's been a really long day. We've got 5 lives tomorrow. I can't remember exactly who I'm going to be with, but I will share in my stories all the people that I'm going live with and what times and the topics, so that you can follow along if you have time to join in or if you want to watch them after. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I love you so much, and until tomorrow, I hope you sleep well, and unless you're on the other side of the world, I hope you have a wonderful day. And I love you so much. Oh, I got a question here. Do you think being raw is different for men and women? Ooh, good question. So I think raw food is amazing. And I think raw food should be what we eat the most of. It's most natural, it's very hydrating, the fibers are good for our microbiome, and men and women and every single person is going to be a little bit different because our gut microbiomes are all different. It's like our fingerprints. Our gut microbiomes are like our fingerprints. Everyone has a different one, different combinations of things, and it's up to us to work with our gut microbiome and do what works best for us, and also training our microbiome by, introducing these foods in smaller amounts that may be bothersome or whatever. So we're all human, so we all have cells that do similarly the same things. So having a raw diet, I think, is beneficial for all people. But where you go all raw or what is totally up to you. You can try some all raw and see how you feel, and also making sure that you eat enough. Because there's so many people who do not eat enough, and I'm sure men don't eat enough for their energy needs when they go raw. They get too skinny, they might get too weak, they might run into deficiencies. So making sure you eat enough is so important, and for women too. We all need to eat enough and make sure that we're getting enough calories and nutrition. My husband is eating raw, but has seen his beard not grow as fast. Is there anything he can do to help it grow? So biotin might be a supplement that he might be interested in, but usually when hair is growing really slow or falling out, it's typically because they're not eating enough. So if he's been eating raw, I would recommend tracking calories and see how many calories he's eating, because maybe he's not eating enough, so his body's not getting enough nutrition to, grow things and function properly, because over time these deficiencies can build up and cause issues later. So it's really important to eat a lot of calories, enough for your needs. You don't want to overeat, but you also don't want to undereat. So you want to find that nice medium balance. For me, it's around 2,400 calories. Nate usually eats around, he eats 24 to 25 or whatever. Like, it really depends on the day. We're not strict every single time. And if we're not exercising a lot, obviously we don't need that much, like maybe around 2,200 calories or so. But we always make sure that we eat enough. That's like the number one reason why people struggle on a raw vegan diet or have issues like hair falling out or women losing their periods, or irritability, mood swings, that kind of thing. Things that people claim as detox are typically signs of under eating. So definitely go track the calories. And if he's working out, he's going to need to eat more anyways to compensate for the energy he expends during the workout. And if he's lifting weights and building muscle, he's going to need more calories anyways to burn, because muscle burns more calories than fat. So as you build more muscle, your body's naturally burning more calories at a sitting rate. So you definitely have to make sure that he's eating enough, and also include a lot of greens and variety of greens. Don't just rely on spinach. You got to get lots of different varieties of greens. So try to get a wide spectrum, as many greens as you possibly can within the week, and do like sprouts. Sprouts are really amazing. Microgreens are awesome. Lots of vegetables, and also lots of fruit, obviously. Fruit's going to be really good at giving the calories, but the vegetables and the greens and the sprouts are going to be really good at giving the minerals and the protein that's necessary as well. So, all foods have fat, protein, and carbs in different ratios, but for the most part, the fruit is typically more for the calories and the vitamins and the hydration, and the vegetables, greens, and sprouts are more for the protein and the fats and the minerals that we need. So it's a good balance between both. I just sat down to eat the caramelized onion wrap. So delicious. Oh, so glad you got to use that to make that. It's so good. I know that one I had for lunch today too, so it's really cool. If you want to get the wrap book, if you want to make my raw vegan wraps, the wrap book is in the bundle right now. Link is in my bio or in the description box below. So you can also make the caramelized onion wraps or any of the 34 wrap recipes that are in that ebook. And we also, in our Alive Lunch, we make the wraps on video. So there's 2 wraps in Alive Lunch that are not in the wrap book. They were special wraps just for Alive Lunch. So if you want that, that's also included in the bundle as well. So go grab the bundle, check it out. How do you feel about chromium? great question. So chromium typically is used mostly as needed for insulin balancing. And if you're eating a lot of vegetables and, sprouts and microgreens and greens, I personally don't feel like I need to supplement chromium. I really haven't heard much about that in the raw world. Usually the things that raw vegans typically don't eat enough of is like choline. Choline is really important, but that's found in the cruciferous vegetables, mainly like cauliflower is pretty high in choline. But there's like tons of other foods too that have choline in it. It's just about eating, a good variety of everything to get everything. So I don't really worry too much about the choline or chromium thing, but choline, iodine, some people worry about vitamin E, but honestly, I think, again, if you're eating a wide variety of different fruits and vegetables, and you're really focusing on a lot of sprouts and microgreens and greens and vegetables, along with your fruit, having a good balance of the two, I think, it's pretty easy for me anyway to get everything I need, from calcium to iron to magnesium and everything. I get it all really easily, but I also eat enough. If you are under eating, you're not just under eating calories, you're under eating everything. Like you're under eating minerals and vitamins and protein and fats and all that kind of stuff. So you want to make sure that you eat enough for your calorie needs. That's your base metabolic rate plus your activity. And for, moderately active people, that's usually like, you have to eat a lot more. That's why the average is 2,000 calories, because that's typically what a person needs to have. And when you're on a raw diet, it's very easy to undereat. It's very, very easy to undereat. You have to eat a lot more. What is the best dehydrator? We personally feel like Excalibur is our favorite. Now, I don't know if it's the best, but that's the one that we use, and I've been using my Excalibur for now over 8 years, and it's awesome. I love it. I use model 3926TB. And so, if you want a link to the Excalibur website, I can send that to you in DMs if you send me a message. Is it easy to eat raw vegan in Vegas? We find it completely easy to eat raw vegan in Vegas because we don't eat anywhere. In Las Vegas, there isn't anywhere to eat here raw vegan. There's all the raw vegan places closed before we even moved here. So we just make everything at home, and we take stuff with us hiking. We prepare our meals in advance because we know that there's not very many places you can go to get stuff. I mean, there's probably like salad places and things that we could go to, but there's oily dressings and stuff that we really don't want to put in our bodies. We're just not interested in doing that. So we just make our own dressings. We take our own salads. We make our wraps. We take the wraps everywhere. So it is, to us, easy to eat raw in Vegas because we don't go out. So we don't have to worry about it. If apple are in storage for up to 18, 14 months, is there any point in eating them because there is no nutrients left? I'm glad you asked that question, because this is something that I talked about this morning at 11 on my live, is absolutes and guarantees, absolute statements. When you say there is no nutrients left, this is not true. There are nutrients left. There's probably less, obviously, than when you first picked the apple, but there isn't no. And when you say no, that means zero. There's nothing in there, but that's not true. There's always going to be something left in there. There's still fiber and stuff like that. Obviously, you want to eat the food as fresh as possible, but if that's your option, and you're going to have, an 18-month-old apple or a bag of potato chips, obviously I'd rather see you eat the apple. So it really depends on your circumstances, what's going on at the time, why you're choosing that, or, what's going on. Obviously, like I said, fresh is best, but I wouldn't never say that there's like no nutrients. Like people will be like, oh, as soon as you cooked food, there's no nutrients, but that's not true. It's not true. There's less, but there's not no. There's not no nutrients. So I would really avoid using absolute statements to the best of your ability. I know it's difficult. And when you're listening to somebody online and they're like, there is no blah, 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 or never get sick, or all disease can be healed. Whenever you hear absolute statements, that is a red flag, because it's not black or white. The only thing that is actually true, that would be a true absolute, is that oils and animal products have no fiber. This is true. There is no fiber in animal products or fats, because fat is 100% fat. So, that is an absolute statement that is true. But most statements that people use, they'll be like, there's no nutrients in that or whatever. It's usually used as a fear tactic to scare people away from eating something or whatever. So I would really, be weary of memes online or people online who are saying absolute statements. Dive in and do your own research, because not these absolute statements aren't always true. So I would honestly, again, definitely, I would eat the apple. If it was between an apple and a bag of potato chips, I'd eat that apple. I'm buying the bundle tonight. Excited? Yay! I hope you enjoy all the goodies in there. And anyone else who wants to buy it, link is in my bio or in the description box below on YouTube. Where do you get the trays to make your wraps from? What are they called? So we get ours from Amazon, and if you have the wrap ebook, the link is in the wrap ebook. I have a chapter with all the stuff that you need, but if you want the link, send me a DM and I can send you the link to the ones we have. We use the 14 by 14 ones that fit in our Excalibur dehydrator, but if you have a smaller dehydrator, you may need to get the 10 by 12 ones, which are rectangle. They're, I prefer the big ones, and I prefer making the big wraps, but the small ones still work if you have a smaller dehydrator. But also on my Instagram page, if you go to my main page and you look at the highlight reels, there's a highlight reel called Raw Wraps. If you watch those, I do share the link in those stories. So if you want to go over there, you can do that as well. How do you feel about organics versus conventional? My farmer friends say there is no pure organics. So again, absolutes. Obviously, we want to remember that there's always exceptions to stuff. So when they say no true organics, I'm sure there is if you grow them yourself in your backyard, and you don't spray them at all, that could be a true organic. But for me and Nate, we don't worry so much about organic or conventional. We worry about getting enough calories, getting a wide variety of foods. And if it happens to be organic, yay, awesome. But organics are also sprayed. They're just sprayed with approved sprays, whatever that means, right? Like, the natural sprays. But I've heard stories where some of the natural sprays that they spray on organics are actually more detrimental to the environment than the conventional ones. But they're still, all of this kind of stuff can cause a lot of fear in somebody. And if someone's trying to eat exclusively only organic and they can't afford the calories, and then they start losing weight, they start losing their hair because they're not eating enough because they can't afford it, then there's an issue there as well. So obviously eating food as natural as we can get it is ideal. But we also have to go into what is ideal for which person where, and their financials and where they live. Are they in a food desert? Can they get organics? Are they growing their own food? Can they grow their own food? There's so many things that come into play. And I feel like if you are going to be scared of eating conventional, then it's time to really rethink how you're feeling about food and your relationship with food. Because yes, organics obviously are shown to be better for us in many ways, but if it's at the expense of your mental health or your finances, or you're just not eating enough because you can't afford to get enough calories on organics, then is it really better? Because you're dealing with all these other things, maybe some nutritional deficiencies because you just can't get enough calories in. So there's a lot of different things to talk about when you're talking about the organics versus conventional. But we eat probably 50% organic, sometimes more, sometimes less. It just really depends on where we shop, what we buy. We do shop at Whole Foods once in a while to get kind of the more not so found things like radicchio, endive. We get our shelled peas there, and that's all organic. So we don't worry about that. We'll get organic heirloom tomatoes from Whole Foods as well. But we also shop at Winco, which is cheap conventional food, because we can get enough in our bodies to satiate us and stay raw and enjoy a wide variety of different foods. And there is some organics at Winco as well, but you know, we just get what looks good. Or Costco has a lot of organics too, and we do buy from Costco like some frozen fruit or whatever happens to be organic. So yeah, I would say like 50-50 is organic, and I just don't worry about it because I've got enough to worry about. Now I believe you can be healed from any disease. Now that's interesting. So we can believe it, and I just don't like seeing people set up for unmet expectations. And I believe that many diseases can be healed, but this is why you need to listen to wording very properly, because many diseases can be healed. And notice I don't say all, because there are some diseases that some people just aren't able to heal. And I don't want to go into the whole like mindset, manifesting and everything, because I know people who manifest to the end of time about that they are going to heal their disease and they don't. So what is it about that? Why weren't they able to? And then they start to feel bad that they can't do it and there's something wrong with them and all of this stuff. So I like to say most diseases can find benefit in eating a raw or all raw diet or high raw diet, but not to use absolutes, because absolutes can, again, set people up for disappointment, unmet expectations. What is red light therapy? Oh, you're gonna have to watch the live. Red light therapy is good for skin health, wound healing, collagen production, really great. Can you taste the difference though? You know, honestly, it's very interesting with organics and conventional. Sometimes I think the conventional tastes better. Other times I think the organics taste better. So honestly, like I don't really notice too much of like obvious difference between the two, because sometimes I'll have conventional stuff that is so good. Another thing to note is that not all farms have the money to buy the organic label. So some conventional farms may not spray very much, like smaller little family farms that maybe sell at farmers markets, or maybe they get a deal with a grocery store and they sell to the grocery store, and they just don't have the funds to get certified organic. So they might be organic, but they can't say that they are because they don't have the money to buy the label. So there's that too. So I'm like not too concerned, but yeah, I've had both. I've had some amazing conventional food, but I've also had some amazing organic food. So yeah, it's very interesting. What are your favorite recipes from the bundle so far? Oh, thanks, Mama, for asking that. So far, one of my absolute favorite ones, I haven't made too many, I just haven't had the time. I really want to make more, but I had a smoothie this morning from Alana Jordan. It's the dark wine smoothie. It's a dark pepper wine smoothie, and it's like wild blueberries, black pepper and raisins, and a couple other things, but the black pepper is so delicious in it. That's one of my absolute favorite smoothies. And also, one of the cool things about being kind of like into recipes and like working with raw foods and stuff is looking at cooked food recipes and thinking, how can I make it raw? So I was going through the bundle and I noticed there's a book from Broccoli Mum, and it's an Indian style recipe book. So I'm looking through all the recipes, and there's a lot of cooked food in there, and I'm just scrolling through. I go to get to the salad section, and she has a salad for chana chat. And chana is, I believe, sprouted chickpea or chickpea. So I'm like, oh, this looks good. But her chickpeas were roasted, and I was like, I'm just gonna sprout mine. So I sprouted my chickpeas, and I used her dressing, which was accidentally raw, like it was already raw. So I had that, and it was so good. I was really impressed with that recipe, and I want to make it a lot more often because it was one of my favorite ones. I also really like Daniel McKinnon's Burberry burger, his corn dogs. I made his tater tots, which were really good too. Raw Chef Yin has her like the jackfruit sticky rice raw little dessert thing that I made, and that was really good too. I really want to make Chef AJ's peanut chews, which is a recipe in her upcoming ebook or book print version of her desserts book, but she's giving it away in the bundle. So if you buy the bundle, you get the peanut chew recipe in the bundle as kind of like a bonus gift. And I'm gonna make that one raw. So I think I might do it tomorrow if I have time, but that's one that I'm gonna make and I'm really excited for that one. But yeah, those would be kind of a few that I've made from the bundle. I really wanna get working on more because I want to try more different things from the bundle. I love how you break down organic versus conventional. Thank you so much. I'm glad that that was helpful for you. So yeah, thank you for all the added questions. That was really awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go do my red light therapy and my skincare routine. And I'm going to go to bed early tonight because I need a lot of sleep. I've got 5 lives tomorrow, so that's gonna be a really big day and I can't wait. Thank you so much for joining me for this live and we will see you tomorrow. Don't forget to go grab the bundle. Link is in my bio. Go over there and check it out and grab it and we will see you tomorrow. I love you. Mwah. I love you, mama.